Guys, happy 4th of July. As you may have known from our little teaser video that we put out on Instagram, we were choosing our four for the 4th of July. Our four favorite whiskeys that we wanted to drink and share with you guys.
Alright, so these are the Cartel Hour picks for 4th of July. We've got a red, a white, a blue, and a rye.
And a green.
Why not? Red, white, blue, and green. No, these are four different bottles. There's a wheater. There's a higher end single barrel pick. There's another fantastic mid-range single barrel pick.
Yep.
But great years, great age on it. Tennessee whiskey, and then a little bit of Wild Turkey 101. I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit of this. Would you like to taste some of this one?
Yeah, let's
Peerless?
do it. Let's do the Peerless.
Our first pick, one of my favorite distilleries on the new kids on the block, so to speak. Although not too new anymore.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're actually been around for quite a bit. But Peerless Distilling in the heart of Louisville, Kentucky. These guys are doing everything sweet mash. It's an awesome, everything is barrel proof. They don't have a standard proof on anything there. So it's awesome whiskey. These guys are DSPY, which is Distilled Spirits Producer, Kentucky, number 50. It's one of the oldest licenses in America, or in Kentucky, I should say. For producing bourbon whiskey.
Yeah.
And
what a cool bottle.
They launched with a rye whiskey, but I actually picked their red label single barrel. Now, I do have a white and red label that's, I don't believe it is single barrel. I believe it's actually just a small batch bourbon, but oh man, yeah, this one's got a lot of honeycomb. In fact, every single one of the single barrels has a little nickname, like smoked honeycomb. I knew I had a toasted leather one time. Pumpkin Harvest. They got fun names. It's really, really cool. So
I'm going to sip on this, but I would like to talk to you guys about one of my picks out of the four, the David Nicholson 1843. This one in particular, I chose the white label. We actually had this on the podcast where we had Lux Row. It was kind of part of a couple part.
That's right.
Series on the podcast. But this one was a big standout for me because this is actually the wheated mash bill. I also really liked its, that classic 100 proof. Not bottled in bond specifically, but, the bottled in bond proof. There's a reason why that proof is so popular. This just absolutely holds up very well.
You really get the full flavor out of 100 proof. It's really where I like to be drinking is that 100 proof mark.
And I just remember it being so soft with that wheat, while still having this really lovely backbone.
Good
and then
sweetness,
I found
though, too.
And then I found out the price point, and I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Why am I chasing
what? You're only charging that much for it?
No, but if you like Larceny or if you like Weller, this is a bottle you should probably be scoping out because this is one of those easy drinking, little bit higher end than say like the Rebel, formerly Rebel Yell, but now it's his Rebel.
Right.
Formerly Rebel. This is the kind of like older, higher end sort of cousin to that brand, and that they're both Lux Row products, but this one's a little bit more premium. So yeah, the 1843 white label David Nicholson. That is an absolute must-have if you're a wheat person. If you're into those wheat whiskeys, Old Fitzgerald. Another wheat whiskey, same family.
Yeah, and I like this up there with the Maker's Cask Strength too.
Yeah,
because this isn't Cask Strength, but it's higher.
Little softer,
higher
but
proof.
Maker's is another great wheater.
I know
exactly.
I'm going to talk about the George Dickel single barrel as well, and
I'm going to be about it and
finish with the 101 rye. We did a YouTube video on the George Dickel 15, and I think the caption is do we like it, yay or nay? But I think the secret's out now. Both Seth and I absolutely love this.
Oh man, it's like toasted nuts, like tossed in caramel.
Yeah.
It's got all these really, really good, robust notes to it.
Yeah, it's very puff pastry, very nutty. Very kind of like macadamia nut and almonds. Mm-hmm. I remember these tasting notes so well, and I don't even have it in my glass, and I happen to quite like this.
You've got a bottle of that at home.
I do have a bottle of it, and it's almost gone though.
This one's going down.
This one's going down.
Halfway through it.
This is one you can just pull out for everyone. It's not just like straight Arrow bourbon. It is unique.
Show me a 15-year single barrel bourbon that's not going for $150 right
I
now.
know. It's good like mascarpone. It's so interesting. It's so different than everything. I'm actually gonna pour just a little
Yeah, and
bit.
this one, I actually prefer this to the other Blue Label Dickel bottled in
I do
blonde,
too, yeah.
the taller
Oh, yeah.
bottle. That it won Best Whiskey of the Year, Whiskey Advocate, but you know, I think that only happened because this one didn't exist. Maybe 2021, maybe this one will pick up Best Whiskey of the Year. You never know. They seem to go. You know, they like to go back to the same houses sometimes.
Sometimes. I just think if you like Dickel in general, you'd be kicking yourself if you missed this bottle.
This is if you see this one, snag this one. This is a great. Both of these are sort of upper echelon premium bottles that, if you know, 4th of July weekend, what?
So good.
Oh, I thought you were laughing.
I don't even taste it. No, I'm just like, oh, it's so good.
These, yeah, they're so different too. I mean, this one's got a lot more spice to it,
And it's more classic bourbon-y.
more bourbon,
yeah.
traditional. This is a little more kind of that roasted nut thing is kind of like still on my palate. But yeah, these are nicer bottles that you know you got family in town, 4th of July weekend. You want to kick back where the sun's gone down. This is kind of those bottles, and then this may be a little more for the daily sipper. And any cocktails that you might be making with whiskey on the 4th of July weekend, talk about a workhorse.
Yeah.
101 proof, sold in the 1 liter bottle. This is Wild Turkey 101. And, you know, like the Bourbon 101, it brings the flavor. 1 proof higher than this guy. Rye whiskey from none other than Wild Turkey. So I'm going to give this one a tiny taste just to kind of, you know, remind myself what this tastes like, because I actually have not had this in a minute, but
Well, that's, I mean, you know,
evergreen in a way.
I do.
the
I do
nose.
appreciate that this is a bit more of a workhorse. I mean, I've kind of put all 3 of these in sort of the sipper category. But really, and granted, you can drink this straight, absolutely. But if you're looking for some oomph for your cocktails, one, I love to use rye because that spicy note tends to cut.
I
And
find myself more and more going for rye. Even in old fashions, I'm going for rye
I
whiskey.
will agree with that.
It's different. It's just got that little edge to it, and it's really got like this one's got really, really beautiful sort of green spice to it. It's got, and when I say green spice, I mean like there's an evergreen sort of floral note on the nose, and then when you get into the kind of the fewer under layers of like the whiskey itself, you really start to pick up a little more baking spice, a little more caramel. There's just a little bit of like reminiscence of bourbon, but it's very, very, it's very, very thick whiskey. It's got a lot going on at 101 proof. It's not, I mean, it's not to be considered like a well rye whiskey. This is a very,
No, it's a
very
step up,
quality
for sure,
step
for
up
sure.
from, say, even Rittenhouse. In my opinion.
yeah, and I
That
quite
that could be a hot topic.
That,
You may
yeah.
disagree, and
Yeah.
go ahead and disagree in the comments. I don't
yeah,
care.
yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, and then the old Overholt fans will throw peanuts from the gallery.
Overholt. I didn't say Overholt. Overholt's very, very good. And if I had any the
So you're not a
fancier,
Rittenhouse fan.
I go Overholt over Rittenhouse.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
Well, like normal, we disagree.
Later this year. Well, later this year, I'll be traveling to Kentucky and Indiana and those states, and I'm hoping to pick up some of those age-stated 11-year Overholt, the
That would be really cool.
114 proof Overholt. Can't wait to try those rye whiskeys. But
Yeah.
we're talking these 4 bottles, 4th of July. What are your favorite, holiday weekend, outdoor, daytime, summertime whiskeys? What do you guys like? Let us know what you think and tell us why.
Absolutely, and be sure to check out the podcast, The Cartel Hour. It's
Yep.
wherever you can find podcasts. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you, for some reason, haven't yet followed us on Instagram, go ahead and do that as well, because we
Check
do a
it
bunch
out.
of giveaways there. And if you like free
Yeah, we
booze,
do.
it's one of the
Yeah, we
best
do.
places to get it.
All
All
right,
right, guys.
Well, happy 4th of July, and we'll see you guys next
Happy
time.
4th of July.
Take care.